me, Mario and the gang, you probably know my name. And so we start the game, jumping high, ducking low, from the sky to the ocean. How come Peach can't stop being stolen? Need the Firefly or Star Power now for Bowser. Koopa Troopa, Super Goomba, soon to lose a life. It's me and Peach and Luigi, so you know, stop and don't rock and roll. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hey everyone, it's Josh, and oh man, do I have an unboxing video for you. So yesterday I stopped by GameStop just to, casually check out the store as I usually do, and then for some reason, without knowing, I just found out that they had the Sonic Prime Wave 1 figures by Jakks Pacific. And y'all know I had to cop them as soon as possible. Because y'all know me as a huge sucker for Sonic, and basically anything Sonic related. That of course also includes the merchandise. And Sonic Prime is definitely a top 5 Sonic TV shows for me. I really did not expect to find all 4 of the Wave 1 figures, but here we are. And yeah, let's not waste any time because I am super stoked to be opening these. So we got Sonic, New York City, Tails 9, also from New York, Thorn Rose from Boss Cage Maze, and Mr. Dr. Eggman, also from New York City. And of course there will be another wave of figures coming soon. But oh man, I've been waiting so long to get my hands on these because they just looked so good. Alright, so with no further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let's first off take a look at the box because I think it looks astonishing. Especially the back of it. And for the description, it reads, Sonic runs at top speed and can use his special homing attack ability to destroy robots and protect his friends. And of course it shows the rest of the figures in the set. Now let's actually get to the unpacking. There he is. Alright, finally got him out, and oh my god, it's like looking at a firework. For one, it didn't take as long as I thought it would to get it out of the box. Usually when I buy new figures, they take like ages to take out because you just want to make sure you don't break it by any chance. And this figure, everything about it is just breathtaking. And that's something I always say every time I buy an action figure, because it just... But this one in particular, it just... Oh, it looks so good. This is probably one of Jakks Pacific's better looking Sonic figures, because they really went the extra mile with the detail, because, like, look at the fur, and just his, like, legs, the gloves, the shoes, and everything. And another thing is that these figures actually have ball joints in the elbows and knees, which is not something we usually see for Jakks Sonic figures. But really glad they included it with the Prime figures. Guess they really wanted you to pose these figures in really unique ways. And yeah, I can agree, because just imagine all the sick poses you can have this guy in. For a show as jam-packed as Sonic Prime, it only makes sense that they would allow you to do crazy poses with the figures. And as for the figure itself, it's just your standard, normal-looking Sonic figure, but of course the gloves and shoes look different. It's like how they looked in New York City when he was traveling through the Shatter Spaces. God, I waited so long to have this figure in my collection, and now it's here. Oh man, this is gonna look great on my shelf. Alright, well that's one down. Now let's get to the next figure. Alright, next up is Tails 9. I don't know why it's called Tails 9, because in New York City he's just referred to as 9. And his description reads, a loner by choice, Tails 9 has an edge to him due to years of honing his survivor's instinct. That's a bit cruel. There you are. Alright, so here he is, fresh out of the box. And yeah, if you saw my Prime Season 2 review, you would know that I have a small hatred for 9 after what he did at the end of Season 2. But despite all of that, this figure looks great. What I really love about this series is that they actually are planning on releasing, like, many other figures for, like, the other alternate versions of the characters in, like, the Shatter Spaces if you watch the show. The immediate thing I've noticed with this figure is that it doesn't seem to have any joints in his ankles. Or knees, rather. And yeah, it was kind of hard to get him to stand up, but that wasn't until I realized that you had to use his tails to stand up properly, and yeah, makes plenty of sense. Another thing I love about these figures is that they have like little black lines for the mouths instead of making them overly detailed, which is not really something I am hugely fond of when it comes to figures. For this show, it actually makes sense, but yeah, for most other figures, I would just prefer it to be like this, where their mouths are just like little black lines. You don't have to be excessively detailed to be a good figure. Same goes for Sonic, his mouth is just a black line. So here are Sonic and 9 standing right next to each other. And the proportions are very well matched. Like, 9 is just a little bit shorter than Sonic, as it should be. One weird thing I noticed, however, was how on the back of 9's box, you can see that his tails and shoes are a little more detailed. Like, they have some sort of, like, silver platinum going on, which looks really good. But on the actual figure, they just went for some cheap, generic gray plastic. Which is not a huge problem at all, the figure still looks great, but I don't know, it's just a little weird how the original, like, prototype of the figure was originally supposed to look better than the actual one. And this is possibly the only action figure with the insane amount of articulation it has. His arms, head, feet, and of course, all of his tails. On his box, it reads 70 points of articulation. That is insane. Now I'm even more happy that I have this figure in my collection now. So here's a comparison between New York City Sonic and the ordinary Jakks Pacific Sonic figure. Obviously there's a size issue, the Prime figure's a lot taller, and has way more bits of articulation than the standard one. And the Prime figure just looks better overall. And here's the Tails 9 figure compared to the ordinary Tails figure. So many differences, so little time. To put it simple, Tails 9 is superior. Alright, let's move on. Next up we have Thorn Rose from Boss Cage Maze. She may have seemed a bit unlikable when we first got introduced to her, but later on, she was definitely cool in my book. And her description reads, Thorn is a version of Amy who is all protect the environment and zero let's be friends. And several things I noticed on the prototype on the back is just how completely different it looks from the real thing. They definitely fixed a lot. For one, she looks incredibly derpy on the prototype. And the handle for her hammer is green. They definitely improved her for the better. And there we are. And here she is. And obviously no surprise, she looks great. Although she did take a little longer than she should have to take out of the box. I guess because of her complicated design and everything. So yeah, she of course comes with an accessory, her hammer. Kinda makes sense that Sonic and 9 didn't come with accessories, but Thorn of course did, and it's an accessory she of course has to have. God, the sculpt on these figures is just breathtaking. I'm convinced that Jakks Pacific might be a better action figure designer than Jazzwares. I am loving this figure. So unfortunately, I don't have the Amy Jakks Pacific figure that I could compare it to. I couldn't find it anywhere for some reason. So this is the only Amy figure that I own, unfortunately. I can compare her to Sonic and 9, though. And of course, she stands very well. Jakks certainly doesn't play when it comes to proportions. It of course wouldn't be an Amy figure without her hammer. Alright, we got one more figure to open, and that is Mr. Dr. Eggman. Yep, most creative name ever, I know. Alright, so his description reads, Mr. Dr. Eggman is in his 40s. He's the closest in intelligence and temperament to Dr. Eggman Prime. Yeah, Eggy is in his 40s. And for some reason this figure allows you to take off his toupee. I don't know why, because he's definitely gonna need that. Alright, so this is the last figure in Wave 1, so let's see if they went out with a bang. There you have it. Alright, and here's the final figure. And a correction to one of my previous statements, you can't actually take the hair off. I mean, you can just, like, move it up and down and just, you know, give him like a new look, but yeah, you can't 100% fully take it off. So, kind of wish they were a little more specific on that. I imagine they're also going to be making figures for the other Eggheads in the Chaos Council. I am really digging his outfit. And here he is compared to our two original Eggman. Yep, he's definitely the more modernized of the group. Alright everyone, well that was my unboxing of the Wave 1 Sonic Prime figures by Jakks Pacific. So you can buy these figures at GameStop or Target or any store that sells Sonic media. I got all 4 of these at one of my local GameStops. I really did not expect to buy all 4 of these when I went to GameStop, like I said earlier. But I'm certainly glad I saw them. So yeah, these figures, all of them, look amazing. The sculpt, the proportions, and everything is practically perfect. Although Mr. Dr. Eggman is a little bit short, but I guess they did that to just, you know, of course make him well aligned with the others. That's fine. Alright everyone, well I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I certainly did. So these are the figures only made for Wave 1, and there's of course going to be more waves, like just recently they announced Wave 2. And who knows, with the amount of characters we've gotten, they could go crazy with the sets and just all the other designs and figures they can make. I'm hoping for a figure of Chaos Sonic. They have to do that. And I will of course try and get my hands on the other bits of merchandise we got for Sonic Prime. I'll seize the opportunity with every chance I get. Alright guys, well that's pretty much all I got for you, so thank you for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of Sonic Prime and the figures released by Jakks, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Still don't like you.
Let's go!